holy shit, did I ever get schooled. And no, I'm not talking what you think I'm talking about. I put a post up on Twitter this morning of this pond that we're going to start. And wanted to make a little video about kind of some of the things that I've learned doing construction for the last 3 years, and how humbling it is when you actually see an expert do this. So what we're doing right now is we're digging this pond, and this material that we're taking, it's a really nice clay silt basically, and there's not a ton of rock in it. Though we're hitting some bedrock in some spots of this pond, but that's okay. And we're taking this and we're using it for the backfill of the house. And I spent a week and a half on that already and not got that much done. And I was gonna have my friend here who's got his son working with him. And I kind of hit a wall with that project, so I was doing it myself, and I was bouncing back between machines. I'm in the skid steer queuing up material, sand. I'm jumping in the Mini X. And I can't move that much fill material because I don't have a dump truck. And so I spent a week and a half on the backfill of that. And I made a Twitter post earlier this morning too about the 7 weeks I have to get all this shit done before winter. And the other day I was just going, my goodness, I need help. And so with this. And so my friend here, he was originally going to come up with his 20-ton machine, but he's had issues with it, older machine. And I just said, well, why don't you just come up and run my machines? Because I got the skid steer and I got this 4-ton mini excavator, which is a great machine. And he came up with his son. They brought the dump truck. And what he has got done in this pond in the last 2 hours, I went to do some errands, pick up some supplies, do some shit around town, which is a bit of a drive. And so then I'm back, but I was gone about 2 hours. What he got done in these 2 hours, I'm not kidding you, would have taken me a day on that machine. And it shows you to me, it's inspiring to look at a challenge and look at something to say, okay, what can I do there? How can I get better at it? And that's one thing that's so fun about doing your own build. Like, we're building a house, we're building a homestead, food, water, energy, shelter, you name it. Greenhouses, food forests, irrigation, ponds, we're doing so much stuff. It's insane. It's overwhelming actually. And we're 3 years into this, but it really is inspiring to me when I look at my friend down there. He probably has 100,000 hours on running heavy equipment and running excavator in particular. I've got 300 hours on that machine. Okay, so it's the difference of my 300 hours of experience. I'm an okay operator. I'm okay, but I'm not 100,000 hours of experience. It's amazing how much more productive you get when you get better at things. And I feel like I'm like that with farming because I've done it for so long. I have, probably 50,000 experience farming and growing food. And so for me, that's something that I can do very easily. And I can manage all these gardens on our homestead myself. And I can do all the planting, bed prep, harvesting, everything, And so that's my expertise, or the area that I have the most expertise. Whereas my friend here, as a backhoe or as an excavator operator, can just crush. And it's humbling, but also inspiring, because it just, how much you can improve at something in your lifetime is incredible. And what you can do with that experience, you can leverage in so many different ways, especially when even say an experienced operator like my friend here, he's working with his son, really, really cool couple guys. And when you get so good at something that you kind of reach the capacity of how good you can do at that skill when you're on your own. So my friend, he's got about 100,000 hours, been running machines over 30 years. And so he can only get so much, he can't really get any hours of experience that's going to make him run that machine any better or more efficient. He probably caps out at 50,000. Who knows what the number is? They say when you get 10,000 hours, something you become an expert. And so what do you do? What does that experience leverage you when you're past that expert phase? Well, it leverages in leadership skills. And this is where, if you have an ability to be a leader and you like being a leader, it's where there's so much opportunity in trades. And this message is for a lot of young people, particularly a lot of young men, is, we had the last 20 years of the sort of educational industrial complex telling you to not get into trades, get into some specialized computer thing, or you're in an office, something that an education needs to buy you. But those jobs are being replaced by AI as we speak, okay? Being a tradesman is actually a really good job. Good tradesmen make, a novice level carpenter, not an apprentice, but say what would be after an apprentice, an intermediate or whatever after an apprentice, a carpenter can start at about $35 an hour and can get to $50 an hour fairly quickly. But if you become a guy who can now leverage your skills to delegate to people and then have the ability to manage multiple things happening at once, you can 4x your hourly wage. Because what will happen when you get at that point is that you'll no longer be working for an hourly wage, you'll now be working for a contract price. And so your wage, probably when you break it down, will probably be something, maybe it could be up to $200 an hour. Some of these big managers on construction sites make that much because their job is super, super important. But I guess I just wanted to share that with you guys. I just kind of felt inspired that when I went down to do some errands and I come back, there's more done on that damn pond than I could have got done myself in an entire day. And it's humbling and inspiring. And I hope this message, can serve a lot of young men out there, because the workforce is changing rapidly. You're more likely to have a career for the next 30 years in the time we're in right now as an electrician or a plumber than you are a surgeon. Surgery will be replaced by robotics and AI very quickly, because you can have one robot in a hospital and it can sit there and it can churn out 50 to 100 surgeries a day. So jobs like surgeons are going to disappear. Of course, all these bullshit writers for mainstream media rags that just push propaganda, they're probably already AI anyways. But it's some sort of working class divine justice in a way, that the jobs that everybody thought were going to be the most secure, especially during the scamdemic, were, but now with the development of AI bots or AI systems like ChatGPT, for example, those are going to be the jobs that are going to be gone. But trades guys are going to be needed for a very, very long time. It will be a long time until there's robot plumbers and robot electricians and robot heavy equipment operators showing up to do the work. Men and women are going to be doing these jobs for a long time. And so you're thinking, you lived in the city, maybe you got a bachelor's or even a master's degree in some industry that's looking like it's going to be irrelevant. To get into trades doesn't actually take that long. I had a friend, a good friend, old friend, known for probably 20 years, got into nursing at he's the same age as me, at 40. And this was during or before the whole scamdemic thing. And he he was 6 months from finishing his entire program, that right after that, he would have gone into practical nursing and working as a nurse. And he said, I'm not taking the shot, so I'm done. He walked away from the whole thing. He was years in nursing school, got into plumbing. 1 year into plumbing, he's already working and making money. And he's still learning, but he's already doing it. He's making money. And in a couple more years, he's going to be a fairly well-paid tradesman that will have that job, if he wants it, for a very long time. And if he has the ability to leverage his skills by being a leader, training people, or managing projects, or whatever it is, he can make more money. And the future's bright, because the AI is literally going to replace all of these BS intellectual jobs. They probably already are replaced for the most part. But guys like tradespeople, farmers, people who work with their hands and produce real things, are going to be around for a very, very long time. So I thought I would share that with you guys because I felt it's just humbling and inspiring. All right, folks, see you in the next one. If you want to learn more about any of the products or services that we offer, head over to freedomfarmers.com. We can teach you how to get on the land and do almost everything from there.